last three things that I'm going to talk about in this section are the certain transformations. Okay, the three transformations we're going to look at are translations, reflections, and rotations, okay, and how they sort of impact coordinates on the coordinate plane. Okay, so the first thing is that those three transformations are isometric. Okay, and so isometries don't change the overall shape or size of a figure. Okay, all that changes is going to be the orientation, potentially. Okay, and so the first of these isometric transformations that we're going to look at is a translation. Translations are just sliding or shifting a graph or set of points. Okay. And the way that these sliding or shifting of points are going to happen from a pre-image, which will be labeled with a basic letter, to its new image. The new transformed points will have that little apostrophe. A prime is the new image after the transformation. Okay, so what we're going to look at as far as these translations go is if you translate points, what's happening is you're taking your x and your y coordinates, and you are adding or subtracting some a value to your x's, adding and subtracting some new b value to your y's. Okay? And so what's going to happen with this is if you're told that it shifts to the right means you're going to add a. If it shifts to the left, you're going to subtract a. If it shifts up vertically, you're going to add b to the y's, and if it shifts down, you're going to subtract b from the y's. So those are the translations that occur for this. Okay? So if you look very straightforward in this first example here, if you're given the points a, b, and c, and the translation is 4 units to the right, so 4 units to the right and 2 units up, what you're going to have happen here is what are we doing to our x coordinates? To the right means we add 4 to the x, and what happens to our y's? Up means add to the y's. So when we write our new set of coordinates here, if we just go through and we apply these to our x's, adding 4 to the x for a gives us 10, to b gives us 8, and for c gives us a positive 2. If we apply the transformation to our y's, we're going a plus 2. So for the a's, we get 2 plus 2 or 4, negative 6 plus 2 is negative 4, and negative 4 plus 2 is negative 2. So you can go through there and quickly adjust your points based on those translations. Again, you may hear or you may see shift, translate, slide. Those all mean the same thing. They'll give you directionals. And so as you're working through here, down 8 means we're subtracting 8 from the y. Shifted left 3 means we're subtracting 3 from the x. And again, however you want to do it, if it's easiest to just work all in the x's, all in the y's, which that would be the case for me. So if I'm going to subtract 3 from all my x's, I get a negative 2, a negative 10, a negative 15, and a negative 5. I'm then going to move to my y's and subtract an 8, giving me negative 16, negative 3, 0, and negative 1. And again, that's a nice, easy way or very quick way to find your translations. Okay, you may also be asked to translate an image. Okay? So I want you to sketch what the new image would be. Now, because the shape of this doesn't change, depending on how you approach it, you can plot these points relatively easily if you are systematic about it. So to me, when I look at this, if I can plot the translated version of this top line here. So I'm going to go up 3 units, and I'm going to go left 4. So if I move this up 1, 2, 3, and left 1, 2, 3, 4, I know my new point is here. So you know that these keep the same shape. So what I could do is I could either count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can put my new point here. Or I can take this point and go up 3 over 4. Either way gives me to that new point. Now, to me, again, the easiest way, rather than shifting all 4 of these vertices up 3 and over 4, I'm just going to use the fact that the shapes are maintained. So if I go down 2 and over 1, so down 2 over 1, I get a new point. I go down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1 to get my new point. And then I have my completed figure.